The first fully democratic bodies were the Adelaide City Council, followed by the Melbourne and Geelong councils, but you see these councils which formed in the 1940s fell over, and it wouldn't be until another decade had passed when those surrounding Adelaide were so annoyed with the quality of their roads that they decided to take action. But first, let me take you back to the first decade of the great social and economic experiment that was and is South Australia. It's hard to imagine in today's society, but in the 1830s, British, as we know them today, real estate agents and salespeople were able to entice investors to be part of the pre-purchasing of some 437 allotments of land that they were told would be somewhere along a stretch of coast, the other side of the world, and somewhere along a stretch of coast that was 1,600 kilometres long, that had been mapped by Matthew Flinders a generation ago. Now, these salesmen must have been pretty good at their job, because over the next period they managed to sell 437 allotments, and William Light arrived, worked out where he'd finally put the city, and then steadily went about laying out the rest of the allotments around that city. The land stretching to the south of Adelaide's square mile was considered the preferable land. It was less dusty and it was by far more fertile, and so it attracted the greater attention. The city, or the current city of Unley, was made up of 28 of those original 437 pre-purchased allotments, with each being 134 acres, the equivalent of about half a square kilometre. Of these 28 allotments, there were 4 main landowners. Of those 4 main landowners was a fellow by the name of Thomas Whistler, who would go about subdividing one of his allotments into 144 smaller allotments, which he'd then have houses built on, businesses built on, and you see, because Whistler came from that small part of England called Suffolk, he named the new real estate Unley, but because Governor Gawler or his staff were sloppy, they called it Unley.